Well, we found out Crisis on Infinite Earth is coming to the DC animated universe. And not only is it going to be a big film, it's going to be a trilogy of movies. This is not something that DC Animation has done before, and it's left a lot of people asking, when are we going to see Part 2 and Part 3? So I thought we could take a couple minutes to dive into the history of how DC releases these movies, when they'll probably appear, and even possibly clue in on some dates. Now before we do that though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are really in the know. Well, I have to say, since that first trailer dropped for Crisis on Infinite Earth, there has been a lot of chatter from fans. And the main question is, when are we going to get to see this? Now, we have heard the first film is going to drop on January the 24th, 2024. Now, it appears based on most of the promotion material that we're probably going to get the full trilogy next year, meaning in the 2024 window. And Amazon seemed to confirm that the first movie will drop on January the 24th. Now, as of right now, nothing has been confirmed, but we can look to the recent release history to kind of get an idea of what's going on. Now, the only other project confirmed for next year is Watchmen, and in the past year, DC Animation has dropped 5 films. Those were Legion of Superheroes, which released on February the 7th, The Doom That Came to Gotham, which released on March 28th, Justice League vs. RWBY Part 1 on April the 25th, Justice League Warworld on July the 25th, and Justice League vs. RWBY Part 2 on October the 17th. Now, when you look at the schedule from last year and consider that the first part is dropping on January the 24th, well, it becomes a little bit of simple math when we quite possibly could be getting the next film. Each film runs between 2 and 3 months apart, and if we just played it conservative, that would suggest we would get the second part probably in April of 2024, with the third part dropping in July or August. Now, these dates haven't been confirmed, but DC generally releases these on a schedule each year, and the space in between, as well as the release schedule, stays pretty consistent. Now, there is one caveat to this though, and we should look to the multi-part aspect of some other DC projects. This past year, the Justice League vs. RWBY movies released about 6 months apart, and that would probably be too much time for Crisis on Infinite Earth, putting one in July and one all the way at the end of the year in December. I'm sure they have some plans for the holiday seasons for some of these projects, so they definitely want to get them onto shelves earlier than that, because I wouldn't be surprised by next year to see all 3 bundled together. Now, there is a distinct possibility that they could put them really close together. Now, back in 2021, The Long Halloween was released, with the first part dropping on June the 22nd, and then a month later, Part 2 dropping on July the 27th, which really kept the hype and the discussion about the project very fresh with fans, and I'm sure possibly helped drive sales. So there is a possibility that they could break their normal schedule, since this is a multi-parter, and cram these close together so they build some synergy off of each other. Now we're going to keep a close eye on Crisis because it's going to be huge, and I suspect sometime in the next 3 or 4 weeks we will get an additional trailer for the film. Warworld gave us multiple looks at the movie before it dropped, and this gave us a lot of interesting footage and details. I suspect everything we've seen so far is all contained into Part 1, so I wouldn't read too much into those rumors about other universes quite yet. It could be a pure Tomorrowverse creation, but I'm still hopeful we get some great teases and cameos if we're going to journey the multiverse in the upcoming film. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll make sure we bring you all the next bit of Crisis news as soon as it drops.